Megaman Battle Network video walkthrough. This walkthrough will only go for the story mode of the game. It will not be covering any of the extra bosses for some reason or another. Maybe if I change my mind by the end of the voiceovers, I'll put them up there, but until then, I won't. Just because the net in this game, the net as in the internet, is far too confusing for me to navigate because everything looks the same. That kind of bugged me because everything looked exactly the same. Anyways, you pick up the PET, or if you're trying to, there is something I noticed. The PET is basically an iPhone. It's an iPhone with artificial intelligence built in. That's about all it is. Alright, aside from my dumb realizations, Megaman tells you how to check your email. You do that just by pressing start and selecting email. You can't actually send any mails. You can't type out messages to people and send them, but you receive emails about certain things in the story. Like, all the emails are story related. You go downstairs and eat your breakfast because you have to go to school. Kind of. And you get a recovery 10 chip for eating breakfast. I don't know. There's one thing I'm going to have to mention now. The audio for these videos might be a little weird. If you're listening to the actual game and not me talking right now, you'll have noticed that the audio kind of jumped. That's because I made a cut and had to record that part separate, or this part here separate, where you're talking to your friend here, Melu. I think that's how you say her name. Weird. But the audio, like the audio cues, they're not exactly consistent, but maybe you won't even be able to hear it after I lower the volume a little. I'm not sure. But either way, I apologize if the audio is out of sync. Even recording from an emulator actually desyncs the audio after a certain period of time, so I really don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. So, well, I actually resynced them, but I might have synced them incorrectly when I actually did it. So I know how to get them properly. I just could have easily made a mistake. Now you're at school. You have to talk. I believe you have to talk to everybody in your class once. After you do that, the teacher will show up and teach you the basics of the combat in this game. And the combat is very interesting. There's a lot of luck involved. To a certain extent, there is a lot of luck involved in the combat with this game. But I'll probably get more in depth later or during the actual tutorial. But for now, just like with a lot of games, or RPGs specifically, you notice characters that don't look like everybody else are important. The large guy in the green shirt is Dex. He always wants to fight Mega Man and win with his Gutsman. The short person with the red dress is Yai, I think, and the one who's sitting beside Land to his right is Melu. Yeah, the kid in this game, he's he's like 11 or something. But either way, the whole point of this game is, well, it's a Mega Man game, so you fight Dr. Wily at the end. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. That's maybe a little bit too much, but either way. I guess if you've ever played a Mega Man game, you always know you're going to fight Wily at some point in time. So now you are going to learn about the combat. And it's pretty good. It starts off slowly because you always start with the very basics of stuff, but once you start getting more powerful chips and you start learning about like special super combos that I don't use, the game gets a lot better, trust me. You're just learning the very basics about selecting the battle chips. That's what the different attacks are called. They're basically computer chips you put into the PET. And the thing on the... Alright, Mega Man will always be on the left side, at least until number 5, where they really change stuff up. But Megaman's on the left side, the viruses are on the right, on the blue squares, and the number above the viruses are their health. So you see the 2 Metars, I think they're called, they have 40 health each, and in your, I guess, command line, you have 2 cannon, right. You can choose multiple of the same chip, or chips with the same letter code. As you can see, the cannons had code A, I think. So if I had, say, like Mini Bomb A, you could choose Mini Bomb A and Cannon A. So, right, that's your health there, 100. That will increase over time, so don't worry about it. Yeah, and you can kind of see the attack. You can see the chip over your head, and just, or in case you choose like 5 chips and you forget the order, so you can see what they are. Now, right, that thing at the top is called the custom gauge. When that gets full, you can select new battle chips. Okay, hopefully that was very easy. It should be. This is the tutorial, so I mean, I'm making these videos to help people, so I'm leaving it in the tutorial. So chips are not only for attacking. There's this chip called Steel. Area grab, area steal, whatever you want to call it. It has a lot of different names. But the point of that is Mega Man can each person has a grid of 3x3, so you have 9 squares. Steel gives you a full row, assuming that no one's already standing on it. And Metars, they cannot move side to side, they can only move up and down. So if you use S, you'll take their first row, and you're supposed to combine it with the wide sword chip, which will, right, some of the swords are different. There's sword, wide sword, and long sword. Sword just attacks the square directly in front of you. Wide sword attacks the row in front of you. If you're standing in the middle, it'll actually hit all 3 squares. If you're standing on one of the sides, it won't hit the top side or bottom, depending on where you're standing. And longsword goes 2 squares in front of you. So as you'll see here, I will use, right, the teacher, Miss Mari, is actually explaining what I am at the same time, except I'm not sure if the text is moving too fast for you or not. And I doubt you want to pause the video every time a text window finishes typing. So you can see I use Steel here, move up, and then use Wide Sword. Now if you were standing on the top or bottom row, Wide Sword would hit the middle and the row you're standing on. So it would not hit the entire, if you're standing on the bottom, it will not hit the very top square of the row. It's just too far. And if you wanted, you can use Steel and Wide Sword again there. They always do that. Excuse me. Now we have, this is the final part of the tutorial and very close to the end of the video. This you learn about the add chips function. Say you don't want to use the chips that you have, or you're hoping to get a specific chip that you can use. Say for, like, you want to, say you want to use like 4 mini bombs or something. You can hit add and hope you get another, when you hit add in this game, you just get another 5 chips. So hopefully, like, maybe you hit add and you just hope you get a couple more mini bombs, and you do. You can then choose from 2 of the 3 rows there. If you hit add after you do it once, you actually get to choose from 15. I think that only lasts for 1 turn though, so you gotta be careful. You can also use the Mega Buster by pressing B. At the moment, it only does 1 damage and fires very slowly, but as I get farther into the game, it gets faster and does a lot more damage. You get, or sorry, I can explain how you get more health. You find what are called net dealers in the game. They sell battle chips and power-ups, which will increase your charge shot, or like they increase Mega Buster stats, or you can buy HP memory, which gives you health. and I will see you guys in the next video.